Are you looking to create a risk matrix in Excel? Well, in this video, I am going to be showing you step by step exactly how to create this optimal risk matrix from scratch. Now, if you do want to save some of your valuable time, I have made this template available for instant download. There will be a link in the description down below if you did want to pick that up. That being said, let me now walk you through exactly how to build this yourself and also some tips and suggestions for using this important artifact going forward. So the first thing you're going to do is open up a brand new workbook or a sheet. Then you're going to select the kind of backward triangle in the top left. And what that enables us to do is select every single cell in the sheet. From here, we want to hover between 1 and 2. I mean, it could even be 2 or 3. What we're looking for is this little icon, and we're going to increase the height of each row to about 36. Now, as you'll see, that creates a squared shape for each of the cells, and that's going to be great visually for our risk matrix. We don't actually need to change the column width. I think that looks pretty good. The first thing I'd recommend that you do, we'll start on the probability axis, and then we'll move on to the impact or consequence axis. So we're going to we'll start down here. We can always move it in time. I'm actually going to put it in C10 to start. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to type in 1, and I'm going to hold Alt on my keyboard and Enter, and I'm going to type in rare. So as I say, this will all start to make sense as we build it out. So I will apply a little bit of formatting as we go, but we can optimize this down the line. So we're going to put 1 rare. So what I've done there is I just centered it. I'm actually going to put it into the middle line as well, so it appears in the center of each cell. Then I'm going to left click at the bottom right of that cell and drag all the way. We're going to go up to about 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't need that one. So 2 is going to be, so I'm going to take out the 1 and put 2. This is going to be unlikely. 3, so this is essentially a scale. This is our probability or likelihood scale. So 3 is going to be possible. One thing I will say at this point is a lot of these terms, you can use synonyms. You've got to use perhaps what your organization uses or what you think is appropriate. So as I say, we're using likely, possible, unlikely, rare. You could use variations of this. Okay. So we've got rare, unlikely, 3 possible, 4, this is going to be likely, and then 5 is going to be almost certain. So it's almost certain to take place. Now what we're going to do is if I go for B5 through to B9, select all those cells, merge and center, I'm actually going to type in probability here. Now what you can do, as I say, in terms of changing the terminology, you could put likelihood here, or I'm actually just going to put it in brackets just to show you that these are pretty much referring to the same thing. Now, what we're going to need to do here is we're going to need to change the alignment because as you'll see, it's kind of cut off. So if you're in the home ribbon, if you look for this, the orientation, if you select that, then what you want to basically do is angle it counterclockwise. Oh, no, you don't. You could use that. We are going to, let's go format cell alignment. Here you go. If we select this, so if you'll see on the orientation, you can just change how it looks, the degrees. So what we're looking for is 90 degrees. And what that basically does, as you can see, is it puts it on its side and just makes it kind of legible for us. So we're going to make that nice and big. And if we do that, and then what we'll actually do, Alt on the keyboard, holding Alt on the keyboard and press Enter, put that on a new line, and then that kind of works like that. So as I say, we might need to change some of this. I'm actually going to change the height. Make it a bit bigger because you'll see these are getting cut off a bit. Let's make it a bit bigger. I'll make it 50. Yeah, let's make it like about 48.7. Cool. We'll get rid of those. We'll get rid of this one. So now what we're going to do is the other axis. So we're going to start 1 across. So it's going to be D3. I'm going to type in 1. Hold Alt on the keyboard. N-E-G-L-I-G-I-B-L. Negligible. And then I'm going to select one of these. Click Format Painter and select that, and that will basically do the middle of the line. Now I'm going to hover over the bottom right of the cell, left click and drag. So we've got 1, 2, and this is going to be minor, if I can spell that correctly. Then we're going to have 3, which is going to be moderate. I've just lost the E on my keyboard. I have to replace or fix that keyboard after this. Major, so if you see some of my spellings go a bit funny, that's exactly why. And then catastrophic is going to be 5. Catastrophic. So there we go. So we've got our scale coming along nicely. So now we just need to do this scale. So I'm going to go from here, so C2 through to CH, merge and center. This is going to be impact. Alt on the keyboard, enter, open bracket, aka the consequence. And that's 24. We'll put that 24 as well, and we'll bold that axis so it's in, it looks the same. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select from B3 down to B8, all borders. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to put all border here. I'm going to put all border around that, and I'm going to put all borders in all of these. So basically what this is doing is creating the grid. And that's going to be really, really useful as well. Now what we're going to need to do is just map it out. So the way a risk matrix works, I'm actually going to put these in bold, and I'll put these in bold. The way it basically works is it's probability times by impact. So this would get a score of 5. This would get a score of 10. This would get a score of 15. This of 20, because you're doing basically this times by this for each cell as we go along. So we just need to work out the numbers. So we could just put all the numbers in. I'm actually going to put the score as well. We'll work on the score in a second, but for now, let's just put all the numbers in, and I'm going to unbold that. So we're going to put 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, just so you can see how this works. So let's put all the numbers in. So this is 4 by 1. This is 3 by 1. This is 2 by 1. This is 1 by 1. This is 1 by 2. This is 1 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 5. This is 5 by 2. This is 4 by 2. This is 3 by 2. This is 2 by 2. This is 3 by 2. This is 3 by 3. This is 4 by 3. This is 5 by 3. This is 4 by 5. This is 4 by 4. This is 4 by 3. And this is 4 by 2. So now we have all the numbers in. Let me just get them all central. So our risk matrix is coming together, but we need some kind of system to understand how we can use this. So what I'd recommend that you do next is you create this kind of key. So this is going to be the probability versus impact key. You could do likelihood versus consequence as well. Now, this is where our scoring comes in. So if anything 3 or under, that is going to get a green, and we're going to consider that to be kind of low priority, if you like. Then we're going to have 4 to 7. Then we're going to have 8 to 14. And this will make sense in a minute. And this is going to be 15 plus. So this is our color coding. We're going to use yellow. We're going to use orange. And we're going to use red. And I'm going to merge this here. I'm going to bold that. I'm going to put all borders around this. And then what we're going to do is just give this a color code. So we're going to use that. Let's use that green a bit lighter. We're going to use this yellow. We'll use this orange. I don't want it to be too overwhelming. And we'll use this as a red. So that's our color coding. If I bold all those. So this is going to be low, moderate. Orange is going to be high. And we could put critical here. Let's call it critical. Catastrophic, critical, you get the idea. So we've put that in. I'm actually going to do that and that and that just so we can see all of that. And what we can actually do at this point, if we wanted to, is we could just put some kind of nice kind of color in here just to make it look a bit nicer if we wanted to. So we could do something like that. And then it's just about going through and assigning the numbers. So 5 is, so this score 5 by 1 is given a kind of moderate score, a yellow. So what we'd be doing here is we'd be typing in moderate and we'd be putting that color on. So it's yellow. So just make sure you use the right kind of yellow. This is obviously a once-off exercise as well. So anything, actually the better way of doing this is just to put all the colors in first. So let's do 3 or under first. So any number that is 3 or under needs to be in that green. And then we'll do the kind of classifications after. So 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, and that's it for green. Now let's do the yellow. So yellow, yellow. It's 4 to 7. If that makes sense. And then we need to do orange. So this is anything between 8 to 14. So I'm looking at my coding here. coding, my wrong orange, my key. That's not really an orange, is it? Let's change it. Let's look for more of an, that is probably better. Let's go with that for now. It's a bit bright, but you get the idea of what we're looking to do. And then anything that is 15 or above is going to be red. Now, one thing I will say at this juncture is the scoring, it depends on your risk appetite and how your organization operates. 15 and above might be too low for what you consider a critical risk. And that's something that only you can decide, okay? But what I'm trying to show you here is how this kind of risk, how to create a risk matrix and how you can kind of go from there and how it all works. So now all we need to basically do is go through and basically just add all of the different scores or classifications to our risk matrix. So moderate. So 3 is going to be low. So I'm actually just going to do this. And a quick way of doing it would be to actually just do it this way. I probably should have done this to begin with. Change the number now. So Control V, bring this down, and then put that as 1. And then if I just do that, that's going to be 2. But you see how I'm doing this. This is what you'd essentially need to do in your own time. And you just need to go through the entire, so that's a 3 by 2, is 6. You just need to go through the entire grid until you get right to the end where this would essentially be critical. So you'd be doing, critical. And you'd be going through, and then you'd have this full out risk matrix that you can start using in your risk register template. And then when it's complete, you will literally have this. You'll see that's exactly how it will look. And you see I've used a slightly different orange there, but you get the general idea and gist of how I've made this. So I hope this video is useful. If you do want to pick this up, pre-built, pre-made, pre-ready, then link in the description down below. If you want to know how to use this template further, then the next video on screen for you is what I'd recommend.